only carry a certain amount of fuel. We're going to have to divert, and we're going to be landing.
So let me tell you what happened, because it's absolutely ridiculous. The trials and tribulations that I had to go through just to get to Macedonia. Because, as I may have said, I don't remember what I said. That is so rude. Hold on. So as I may have said, my plane landed in the wrong country, which is something that, you know, it's not really ideal. When you book a flight, you book it to a specific airport within a specific country. And when the plane doesn't go to the right country, that's kind of a problem, if you didn't figure that out. So I was supposed to go to London on a specific day, and then the next day I was going to fly out to Skopje in Macedonia. Now I was going to spend the night in London, I was going to hang out there, but that fell through. So I had to book a different flight to get to Macedonia, and I thought I already have my flight from London to Macedonia, so I'm just going to book another flight to London on the same day as my Macedonia flight because it's cheaper. So I managed to find a flight for like €15, which is grand. Like I can do that. Any more than that, I would have been like, this is kind of a problem. But €15 was fine. Thank you, Ryanair. Everybody hail Ryanair. Everyone likes to shit on Ryanair, which, like, I get it. Okay, I understand you want a more comfortable, fancy flight. But if you want a more comfortable, fancy flight, it's more expensive. And Ryanair, it's cheap. I can get to most of the places I want to go besides Macedonia because there's no direct flight from Ireland, if I didn't make that clear.
Let me in! Let me in! Let me in, please!
It's honestly comfortable enough. It's fine. And I trust them. I mean, I literally trust them with my life when I go on a plane, so it's all good. So I ended up booking a pretty early flight to London because I thought if I book a later one, there'll only be like an hour in between my two flights, and then if something's delayed, I'm screwed and I don't get anywhere. I'm just sent back to Dublin. So I had a few hours wait in London, and that was grand. That was even lovely, actually. I sat in a cafe in the airport. I could have gone to London into the centre, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to chill. All I was going to do in London anyway was go to a cafe, so I was like, why don't I just sit in the airport and go to a cafe here? I drank my coffee. I read a book for hours. Beautiful. Song of Magic is what I'm reading at the moment. It's the second book in a series. I did that, and it was absolutely lovely. And then after that, I checked in, I went through security, all of that, and then I went and sat there. There was a little Japanese restaurant in the airport. I sat there and I had some food and I had some wine. You've probably seen this already, but I'm just telling you the occurrence of things. All was good. My flight was delayed though. My flight from London to Skopje was delayed, which is, you know, when you're traveling with these budget airlines, that's just, it just happens. Plus there's like stuff going on in Europe with like a shortage of air traffic controllers or something. So things are delayed much more easily now, apparently. But it turns out this flight was delayed because of bad weather from where it was coming from. There was a storm and stuff. I was like, okay, that's fine. I just want to get there. So it was delayed by like an hour, and then I finally got on my flight. And all was fine. It was a normal flight. I was chilling, I was vibing. There was people on the flight besides me. But the weather was bad. The weather was crappy the closer we got to Macedonia. And there was lightning in the sky that I could see. And yeah, I took some videos of the lightning. You could see it from the plane. I couldn't get the most strong lightning because I would see it from the window and then I'd pull out my camera and then it would like calm down. So I kept missing the really strong lightning, and I didn't want to just sit there with my phone by the window for like an hour or something. I didn't really think anything of it because I've been reading a lot about aviation recently and like how stuff works and blah blah blah. But you know, it's still not great to be in a plane in the storm. I mean, like, the plane can handle a bit of lightning as far as I'm aware, as far as I've been told, as far as I thought. I'm not so sure anymore. But you could see the lightning. And then we started circling the airport. We couldn't land. We were circling for ages with like no being told what was happening, nobody saying why we're circling, and I'm just thinking maybe we just don't have a slot to land, like, because, you know, air traffic controllers and stuff. It's going around and around, and I know it's circling because I have eyes and I can see, right? And the people next to me are like, Jesus, are we ever going to fucking land? They didn't say it like that because they weren't Irish, but you know, that was the gist of it. And at some point, the pilot, he speaks up over his little microphone, and he says, yeah, so we're circling because we can't land because of the lightning. So, which is the point where I'm wondering, like, okay, I've heard that these planes can handle lightning. Is that not true? Or is it different when you're landing? Can you only handle the lightning in taxi? I don't know how it works. Are we fine? Are we not fine? But I just kind of sit there and I just chill and I take more pictures and videos because, like, what else am I gonna do? What else am I gonna do? It's all fine. To be honest, I wasn't even panicking. Which is very unlike me, if you know me. By the way, I was like so chill about all of this. But we're still circling for ages. We don't hear anything, and then the pilot, he speaks up again. And the pilot, I don't know if this was his first flight, if this was his first time hearing about humans in the world, but this pilot, he speaks up and he goes, so we're still circling, the storm is still going, it looks like it might be moving to the east, so we may be able to land, but we only have 40 minutes of fuel left. Firstly, why would you say that? Why would you say this? Why would you say this to a group of people? I'm still baffled. Like, just keep that information to yourself. Like, you don't have to tell us there's only 40 minutes of fuel. And it takes, what, like 10 minutes to land usually. And if, you know, anything goes wrong, plus we're circling, so we have to uncircle at some point, then land for 10 minutes. It's like, okay, dude. Okay. So he says we have 40 minutes of fuel left. So in about 20 minutes, we're going to make a decision. I'm thinking, okay, cutting it a bit short there, but sure, you're the pilot. You know what you're doing. Allegedly. So we circle. And 20 minutes pass, he doesn't say anything. And I'm like, okay. He'll say something in a minute. Maybe they're just waiting for confirmation from the air traffic controllers and stuff. Then 40 minutes pass. And I'm like, we should be out of fuel by now. Are we about to plummet from the sky? I am unaware of how this is going to work. It's like, okay, right. An hour passes. We are still circling. And at this point, I'm like, surely we don't have any fuel left. So either our pilot doesn't know how much fuel we need, which is a problem, or he found some maneuver to keep more fuel in the plane. I don't know. I truly don't know at this point. And then over an hour later, I think it was an hour and 10 minutes, maybe an hour and 15. We're still circling, by the way, still in the sky. Haven't fallen out of the sky. He goes, yeah, so we still can't land. The storm hasn't moved. The lightning's still going, which obviously we can see from the window. And he goes, so we're gonna have to land in Albania, in Tirana, which is a completely different city in a completely different country, if you're not aware.
Because we only carry a certain amount of fuel, we're going to have to divert, and we're going to be landing this evening in Tirana, in Albania. We'll keep you updated as soon as we land on the ground with regards to transport or other accommodation issues that arise from this diversion. Sorry, we do apologise for this evening, but it's out of our hands. The thunderstorms and the weather has just made it impossible for us to land this evening. Thank you for your attention.
Why are you doing drama over there? My cat is doing some drama. Hold on. It's a criminal. A criminal. A criminal. Anyway, at this point, everybody obviously groans and we're like, yeah, that's not where we're all going, dude. So we're all like kind of talking amongst ourselves like they're probably gonna do buses or something. And we find out from the pilot, yes, there will probably be buses, but what's gonna happen is that we're gonna have to wait for buses to come from Skopje to Tirana, which is like, what, like 6 hours for a bus or something, and then take those buses and then drive back to Skopje and arrive the next day, hopefully, if all goes well, plus there's still a storm, and we're like, oh, for God's sake. For God's sake. Plus, the lightning is still going. So we do that. It's maybe like 20 minutes to Tirana, but I think we're maybe a bit closer because we were circling. We land. We don't get off the plane. We don't know what's happening. It's like, are we waiting for buses? We end up seeing some buses come on, but they look like the shuttle ones to take you away. And all of us are just chatting at this point. Like, I'm talking to the people in the seats next to me. One guy, he was American actually, but his wife was Macedonian. It was very interesting. I also found out that there was like some famous guy on the plane. He's like some polyglot or something who speaks 15 languages or something, including Macedonian. He's not Macedonian. I was like, wow. All right, I barely speak English. Fine, that's all right. And we waited there for over an hour and a half, maybe. You know what? It might have even been 2 hours. I am so not good with time, but it was definitely longer than an hour. I think it was 2 hours. And they passed us some water, like not even from bottles, from like in little cups. And it tasted like it came out of the bathroom, but I was so thirsty. And my mouth was so dry. And I wanted to ask for a bottle of water, but I didn't want to bother the flight attendant because some man had been fighting with her because he wanted to piss, and she was like, you need to go away, and he's like, you're not gonna tell me, who are you to tell me? And he's like shouting and stuff, and I'm like, I don't like that. So I'm just gonna leave her alone and I'm gonna drink my bathroom water. Probably came from the toilet for all I know. And we sit there and he goes, he makes an announcement finally. I'm trying to, like, by the way, the whole time not sure that my phone is gonna work. It thankfully does. I'm texting my family who came to the airport to pick me up. My aunt, my uncle, and my cousin. It was my aunt's birthday and she spent it at the airport waiting for me and freaked out and not knowing what was going on and when I was going to arrive. And they had turned around because I said, okay, we've landed in Albania, they're going to do buses. And then they had to turn back again because I said, the pilot has now let us know that we are just going to refuel and fly back. It's like, cool. Okay, great. I mean, we were all happy about this, by the way, because none of us wanted to wait for buses and then sit in a bus and just be wrecked and hungry and tired and arrive way later than we were supposed to. So we were all like delighted that there was going to be not buses, that we were going to fly back. We had to wait to refuel. That took a while, but at least I know what was happening. I knew what was happening. We got up in the air. It was a 20-minute flight, and then we landed in Skopje. And as we were landing, I could see lightning from my window. I could see lightning from my window. And after all of this, I'm like, maybe this is not a good thing. Like, is the plane gonna be okay? And also, is he just gonna start landing and then just suddenly swoop back up and be like, change of plans, we can't land anymore because there's lightning? I was like, no, please God, I'm so tired and I'm so hungry. But eventually, we landed. We did land. We landed in Skopje. I think it was 1:30 when we got there, and I finally got to see my aunt and my uncle and my cousin and say, it's not your birthday anymore, but happy birthday. I'm so sorry. Everything is fine. It was raining a little bit, but the lightning had subsided. And we drove to Stip because it's a different town. That's where my family lives. That's where I was going. It took like an hour and a half, maybe a little bit more, but we had stopped on the way to pick up some food to bring home. And then we got home at 3. When I was supposed to be in Stip, at like 9 p.m, 8 p.m. So that was fun. That was great. I mean, I'm perfectly fine and uninjured, so that's, you know, the better outcome. But it was tiring. And I don't, you know what? It was weird. I'm such a high-strung person. I get really anxious about stuff, but when there's an actual issue, I'm so calm. And I was so calm about this whole thing. I was just thankful that we didn't have to get buses, because that would have been just awful. But it was all fine. In the end, I was just wrecked, and then it kind of threw me off because like I had to get up early the next day and I had plans and stuff, and I was supposed to be there in the evening and like have dinner and stuff, so. But it's fine. It's fine now, and as you can see, I mean, maybe, I don't know if you can see, only if you're like aware of me for longer, I am home. I'm home now, and the cat is terrorizing me from the corner. I'm gonna get her again. Stradivarius. I had actually wanted to film this little update like when I was still in Macedonia, but that didn't happen because it was just so busy, and then I had to do like work on like research for other videos and stuff. But I'm home now and everything's fine, and you know what, the flight back was grand. I will say, sorry, just because I mentioned the flight from London to Skopje was not Ryanair, it was Wizz Air. Wizz Air. See? Ryanair would never do this to me, because on the way back, I drove to Thessaloniki, and then I flew from there to Dublin directly, and everything was fine, and it was on time. It was on time, and I was happy. And then I got home, and I was happy again. Anyway, moral of the story is, if you're ever in a plane and there's a storm and you can't land, at least take videos of the lightning, because you can put it in a video. So, you know, make the best out of a bad situation. But if you want to see more stuff from like the Macedonia travels or any other travels or just my life and lifestyle stuff, I'm going to be back to my second channel. That's like my vlog lifestyle-y kind of channel. So I have lots of stuff that I've been filming for that, and that's going to start going up regularly. Please stop. What are you even pushing? Clearly that was my fault. I left a tiny little plate on the counter, and that was too tempting for the little cat bud. Criminal. Okay. Oh my god. The drama. Anyway, yeah, if you want to see more of like lifestyle-y, travel-y kind of stuff, vloggy stuff, everyday stuff, you can find that on my vlogging channel. That's going to be linked in the description. It might also appear somewhere on the screen. We'll figure that out. But you know, if you want to wish me well, then leave glad you didn't get lightninged in the comments or something. I don't know. Let me know how you've been. I'm aware that I kind of disappeared for a bit, but now you kind of know why. So yeah, it's nice to see you guys again, nice to chat. I'll be back with more regular videos here as well, so I won't blabber on for any more. Subscribe if you haven't, like, comment, share, follow me on social media. I'm VangelinaSkov everywhere. I actually have some pictures from Macedonia posted on my Instagram, and I will be posting more as well. So love you, bye. Mwah.